With the rush to get stimulus money into the hands of the families and businesses that needed it, an unlikely group of Americans also got a big chunk of that money.
I think most Americans would look at that and say that's totally inappropriate.
It's unclear how many of Missouri's 30,000 prison inmates received the stimulus money, but State Senator Tony Leutkemeyer believes most of them did.
When Congress actually passed the most recent stimulus package, they did not place any limitations other than income on who could receive those checks. For example, based on income levels, most of the inmates who are on death row in Missouri probably did receive these stimulus checks.
Days ago, a new Missouri law went into effect to get some of that money back.
Any inmates that have received stimulus money, most of them have their money held in an account that's actually controlled by the Department of Corrections. And so what I wanted to make sure is that money first goes to pay any restitution they owe to the victims before the prisoner would ever see any of that money.
Nobody earned these payments. These payments were made to help people who were impacted by the pandemic, which is everybody.
Laura Toledo and April Foster are inmate advocates with the Center for Women in Transition.
We want to set people up for success when they come out. 95% of them are released. So if you're nearing release, that money could be used to invest in reentry.
Toledo and Foster say inmates depend on those funds for basic needs in and out of prison.
85% of women who are incarcerated have children. I think we've also just gotten some feedback from people who have been pretty excited to be able to use it for child support, to be able to just send money to the caretaker of their children. There's been a level of pride for that.
I think a lot of them know that they have restitution that's due, and this is a good way for them to pay some of it off. So let them make that decision.
The state of Missouri doesn't plan to give inmates that choice.
I think we did the right thing. We struck the right balance, making sure that we're standing with and protecting victims and making sure that violent offenders are not receiving some type of financial windfall on the backs of taxpayers.
Several states have passed similar legislation. In Missouri, a prosecutor must submit a written order to the courts, and that can take some time. Last year, the IRS attempted to block stimulus payments for inmates. A court case forced it to reverse that policy. For the I-Team, PJ Randawa, 5 on your side.